want to talk about a few things that are in the control of the organization in regards to assessments. So the organization actually defines the metrics of the assessment. That means that they determine what kinds of methods are going to be used for certain assessments. They determine how often the assessments are actually going to be done for privacy assessments as well as for regular security assessments. They have a lot of control over what is happening in the assessments. And then the policy is going to reflect what the assessors are actually going to look at. So all of this stuff is controlled by the actual organization. That being said, the organization is beholden to certain standards, and those include federal standards. If you happen to be a corporation, a contracting organization who's doing work for the federal government, the Department of Defense, NASA, whoever, you are subject to things like FISMA. And so that means you might have to have an independent evaluation on your systems that are interacting with these federal systems. Or if you happen to be an organization who is our Department of Defense or the Army or the Air Force, whatever, yes, you are subject to FISMA and OMB 130-A. And that means that you're going to at some point have an independent evaluation. Another thing that's going to control a little bit of how the assessments are done and some of the stuff that has to happen is the state, county, country, and regional rules and regulations that are there. An example of this might be California has a pretty different privacy law that's subject to state laws. Like if you're in that operating in that state, there's certain state laws that you have to abide by that are not necessarily going to be in Texas or Oregon or wherever other states. Each state has different slightly nuances of property, taxes, information. They have different things that it will apply to your organization if you happen to be in that region, that county, that country, or whatever. And Europe has its own privacy standards. So if you're in the country of Europe, you're operating there, they have their own standards. You are subject to those things. That might control the requirements of the assessment